Okay, to put the reed onto the clarinet mouthpiece is pretty easy, but there are some steps. First, you want to make sure that the window of the mouthpiece is facing you and the screws of the mouthpiece are facing you. You want to loosen the screws of the ligature, turning them towards you, just part way until there's a space between the two halves of the ligature. Then I like to use my thumb to slide my ligature up on my mouthpiece and hold my mouthpiece around the back to make sure that there's a gap now right between my mouthpiece and the ligature. I'm going to take my reed out of my mouth and slip the thick end of my reed into that gap between the mouthpiece and the ligature. You'll notice I'm not slipping the thick end of the reed into the mouthpiece, just over the mouthpiece. Again, don't touch the tip, just touch the bottom. You can touch the sides a little bit, but the bottom is easiest. You want to make sure that your reed lines up with the window of your mouthpiece, and you cannot see into the window of my mouthpiece at this point. You can also see that the tip of my reed just about lines up with the tip of my mouthpiece. So at this point, I'm going to put my thumb right here on the side of my reed, and I'm going to slide down my ligature until my ligature is below the smile of the reed. Sliding the ligature down so far lets my reed vibrate so I can create a sound. I need to straighten my ligature and slowly turn my ligature screws away from me until the screws are finger tight. And you can see my ligature is no longer really centered on my reed. So I'm going to keep holding my reed still while I adjust my ligature. My screws aren't quite tight enough. When I feel them start getting tight, like right there, I can just feel some resistance on my finger, so I'll stop tightening. And if you look at my reed is straight, my reed lines up with my mouthpiece, and my ligature screws are facing me.